Big Z Reviews. The Princess is a new movie that just came out recently on Hulu, and it is way better than it has any rights to be.
That your daughter will be my wife.
I'm not a piece of property to be traded.
But these guys... with the wrong princess.
I like a girl in lace.
So going into it, I wasn't too sure about it. I saw the trailer on Hulu, and it looked interesting. The action looked interesting, so I decided to check it out. And the action is really good. Joey King as the princess put in a lot of time and effort, and there's a lot of great camera work, like going all over the place, like following the action, and it looks amazing. Like the director, Levan Kite, did a great job, and like the cinematographer, everything is amazing, and it feels like almost like the opposite of The Raid, and you know, Judge Dredd, like Dredd, the newer one they did. But like it feels like, you know, in those movies they have the protagonist having to go level by level up a big building until they get to the top and they can take down the bad guy. And this one, Joey King has to go from the very top of the tower down level by level by level, fighting her whole way so that she can save her family and free them and not be married to this evil guy that wants to be the new king. So that's like really interesting concept, and like I really like that they don't have her overpower all the men she's fighting. You know, they generally have her, like, you know, outwit them or outquick them. You know, she's really good with the sword and she's able to kill them. And I really like that they don't rely on power. And then at times that, like, she starts to, like, she gets more in trouble when she's getting tired and she can't stay quick enough to get him. And also too, they have a thing where the people don't want to kill her. All the guards know if they kill her, they're probably going to be killed because their king wants to marry her. So they're not allowed to kill him, but she's allowed to kill them. So it kind of creates a really interesting dynamic. And like, she's like, the action is really good, and multiple times, like, it's so weird that this has some of the best, like, medieval swordplay action I've seen in a movie recently. Because, and also it's realistic. Like, that thing though, like, all the armor and the weapons are all over the place. Of course, like, you say this is like a fantasy setting because it's definitely never happened in a specific time. But like, it's like any kind of armor and weapon that they had in their armory they used, but it kind of works because, like, multiple times there's some people that have more like full plate harness, and like, and her like person that trained her that's fighting with her is like, you go for the gaps, and like, yeah, like that's one of the most frustrating things about any sort of medieval style show when they fight, is that like they kill people like through full plate harness, and like they don't show any of them going through the gaps, because like the thing is, a steel sword cannot penetrate a steel plate, you know, a chest protection armor. It cannot go through a plate of steel. You know, even if it's mild steel and even if it's really thin, a sword can't penetrate it. That's like back in the day. That's like when they're knights, you had to go for the gaps. They even have like different designs. Like they have to, part of the fighting, knightly fighting, like like have to half sword it and like get in the different gaps and get in like the eye holes, or get in between the armpits, behind the knees, the groin, the wrists, anything where there's a gap. And then might be protected by gambeson or chainmail, but you can still, you can get something in there and kill them. They're even like fighting styles where you have to try to cut the different ties of like the shoulder armor to remove a plate to then kill them. So like they don't do that much, but they are cognizant that a sword cannot penetrate a chest plate. So I kind of really like that. And it's just, like, Joey King is really amazing. And I mean, everyone else is fine. Olga Kurylenko as Mara, as like the evil kind of woman that's with the other king, like, and the main one that she has to fight at the end. And like the family is great. Like everything is fine, you know. But just like it's like so packed full of action, and the action is good. And I love a good action film. So I mean, I would definitely recommend it. It's definitely corny at times, and like the actual story is whatever. But like, just watch it for the action. Like Joey King is great in this. I probably give like an 8.75 out of 10. 8.5 out of 10. But thanks for watching. If you want to see more of me, you can subscribe down below. Thanks.